Yeah, I could see just hopping on the thing and zipping somewhere. But then, dude, today, I swear to God, today when I woke up, I scrolled through Reddit and there was a motorcycle victim, gory as fuck. Like his top half had been turned around the other way and he was in two pieces basically, but not quite yet. And it was like, oh my God, what did he hit? What hit him? I rode about a month ago was the last time I rode. I think I'm going to sell it. I'm riding it less and less, and I keep getting scared of being torn in half.
I think that's a good move.
It wouldn't be the worst. Like if I would just look back on your whole motorcycle experience and call it a win. Like you rode it, you enjoyed it for a while.
I even crashed it.
Your interest shifted, and you never got hurt the whole time.
Yeah,
no, never got better outcome than a lot of people get.
It's more than like I bet a majority of motorcyclists at some point get like at least a minor injury, right?
I wouldn't think so.
I would think. I mean, I got a couple of them already. I can't throw stones.
Yeah, but you
do crazy riding. Like what you do, like the hours that you put in. I think most people ride their bikes like I do. Like, at first I probably rode it twice a week, and then twice a month, and now maybe once a month. Like you go on those crazy treks and trips that amount to more motorcycle riding than most owners ever do in like a couple week period of time. I feel like the hours and hours on end during a day. Nobody does that shit.
Yeah. And some of the miles I feel like they're undercounted. Like a mile going on Highway 40 or Interstate 40 is one thing. A mile with a whole thing was like dirt, gravel, and mud should count as 8 miles.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's hours at that point. It's more like a tractor.
Are you going to get into tractors now? Maybe trains? What's your next thing?
Well,
are you out of the locomotion game?
I was never into tractors.
Do it.
You know, I grew up with tractors, like operating backhoes and all sorts of tractors. So I never saw the appeal to that, that people would want that as some kind of a fucking hobby. That's like wanting to be a janitor or something. But no, not trains. Not trains. The trains are so lame. I think I'd rather get into tractors than trains.
Trains are dope.
I don't want to cast any stones because I don't think you own any trains yet. But I'm so I'm going to get my hits in now before you're a train owner. You know what I mean? I like later on you might buy some trains and I'd have to zip it up. But man, them trains are fucking lame as shit. All right.
Even the giant tracks where like they have where it's like, oh, look, it's a model of the Swiss Alps.
Buddy, unless you went down to a closed down mall and got the one that they let toddlers ride around in circles in the Santa's Village, then I'm not interested. You better have a real steam powered locomotive before I'll show any interest. If you're not shoveling coal, you've got a toy and not a cool one. Okay.
What if it's a toy that burns coal?
That'd be a little bit neater if you had a tiny little shovel of tiny little coal. And you made a tiny little slave shovel it. I'd be into all that, I guess. But no, I don't want the track in my garage or my basement or my dining room.
Would you commit to put it around your living room and kitchen?
I mean, you have to, right?
Those drinks aren't going to deliver themselves.
Now that's a different story. Oh, I remember seeing that just had like a childhood memory going back to when I was 4. My mom would take me into this place and they had a train that ran the perimeter of the walls, like up high, round and round. No trains, no fucking trains. They're so lame, dude. I think of Bobby Bagliari and Sopranos with his stupid little conductor hat. He's got the overalls with the stripes on them.
The hat off. The hat was really what was ruining him.
That thing was like $8,000. That train that he was buying.
Yeah, I know, but like he wouldn't have looked like such a goober if he wasn't wearing the overalls and the hat. And if I'm really into trains, you know what? I'll just say it. I thought that was kind of neat. Man, yeah, you know what happened, and I saw him playing with it, and I'm like, that does kind of look like fun. You're like stressed out because you have to kill people all day, and you're getting yelled at by Italians, and then you just get to go and relax with your trains.
Early in my career, I had a coworker who was into trains. This is back when I was an accountant, and this guy, I mean, he's already cool, right? He's a certified public accountant, and he built trains, and he was totally into it. So what he'd do is like the trains where he lived in like Pennsylvania, New Jersey, he'd take pictures of it. And then he would recreate a mountainside. And he'd even repaint the graffiti that was next to the train tracks. So he'd have an accurate representation of like some SEPTA line outside Philadelphia. And when I saw pictures of it, like I saw pictures and he'd have the photograph he used to create the scene in the scene. And I was like, fuck, like you really, that's it. That's it. You nailed it. Like you've captured our local train system in your basement. And I thought it was neat.
Yeah, I think it may not even be the train part that's as appealing to me. I like the model part.
Introducing liquid anesthesia.
2 more weeks. I have broken at least 3 glass jars because the flame's too close to the edges.
Yep.
But I haven't tunneled for fuck. Tunneling doesn't happen in this house.
No, you're just breaking glass. That is a hilarious way to handle a candle. It's like, nah, fucking not tunneling. This will explode before it tunnels. But
see, it depends what you're going for. These smells, right? Like Woody just wants his house to smell nice. Like, but if you want,
that's what I want.
You go with lavender. No, you want your house to smell nice for women. But if you go in there with lavender, they're gonna be like, oh, I love this. This reminds me of my grandma. Oh, my pussy's dry today, just like grandma's. No, you want baby powder.
Like it.
Baby powder. All right.
Powder.
That's all I wear. That's all I wear. They smell that in the back of the brain. That
thinking
little,
about breeding.
Yeah, that little reptilian part of their brain that wants to make babies. Right when they smell baby powder, you can put your hand on their stomach and you can feel that thing cooking in there.
That's the same thing I do. I use dirty diaper. It gets it fires up their motherly senses. It makes them horny.
It's like, fuck, I made them skip too many steps. Now they're wanting to breastfeed him.
That's what Sam Hyde told that little boy that was his son in that sketch. Yeah. That he's like, you wearing cologne? Axe body spray. Axe body spray. Yeah, that's real good. That's real good. Yeah, you don't want to be wearing that. You want baby powder. Baby powder. he's like, then you dump in them. And you just dump in them. And you make sure that they don't know your real last name or your first name. And you just bye-bye. Bye-bye. You're gone. And that kid's like 11, 12. He's a little kid. I don't know.
A young kid.
I can't get past the fact that all of St. Hyde's humor has a victim in it. There's somebody losing.
Oh, no. They're actors. The kid's an actor.
Yeah, this is an actor.
Well, I guess the hypothetical girl is who I'm empathizing with in this situation. I can't stop.
Isn't it $1 billion every year that gets spent? Like $500 million each team or something like that?
Every 4
or maybe
years.
it's $1 billion each team.
Or
each cycle
sum.
or whatever. It's a huge
yeah.
sum. But where does it go anymore?
No, it goes
radio?
to social media.
You know where it should
companies.
go? YouTube ads. That's where they should invest their money.
I mean, you should invest on this show. Dude, I would love if Trump threw some money behind our show and Woody had to read pro-Trump ads. That would be so funny.
Make me read them.
Dude, I'd read a fucking Biden ad. I'd be like, I don't give a shit.
It used to say if the money's there, we don't care, right on the placard behind.
It's fine. Dude,
we care a little.
Yeah,
dude, that Haitian guy who's eating people could pay me, and I'd be like, General Barbecue is what's right for Haiti.
Is there a Haitian man eating people?
You didn't hear about all the cannibalism going on in Haiti?
You're kidding me, right? So just for everyone's sake, Haiti has fallen, and the gangs and prisoners have taken it over. But you're telling me there's a cannibal problem as well on top of the other stuff.
Yes. Yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare in Haiti.
Can't win. Can't get a win, Haiti.
No.
So
huge losses.
Like one cannibal, like one hungry fellow, or are we talking about serial cannibalization?
Apparently a serial issue of cannibalization going on.
Jesus Christ,
Haiti.
there's a gang leader whose name is Barbecue.
I told you, his name is Barbecue.
I didn't process it. I'm sorry.
This is like Fallout New Vegas shit. Like, are you serious?
Yes. How do you guys not know this?
Are they the fiends? Did the fiends take over? Fucking,
they're eating people. I saw a clip today. I was scrolling through Twitter, and I'm trying to find like the stuff I interact with. There's like hockey highlights and jokes and like Age of Empires stuff. And there's a clip of a dude who's like almost dead, having his penis bitten off, and I'm like, no. Oh, and then the guy is like standing over him, like eating it, like, yes.
You saw a man eat another guy's dick.
I saw quite literally
on Twitter.
Yeah,
I mean, I've seen that.
It was disgusting.
Don't judge.
Scrolled past that quickly.
And he looked happy to be doing the eating.
The eater was overjoyed. Couldn't have been happier. Christmas morning on his face.
I'm not following this. Is Jimmy Chizar Barbecue?
I believe that might be.
I think you found an actual barbecue restaurant.
Yeah.
No, he's leader of the notorious G9 and family gang, and he says he's ready to make an alliance with the devil. He's ready to sleep in the same bed as the devil as he destroys police stations and other government facilities.
Yeah.
Damn.
Dude, the
awesome.
names of like these warlords, I was reading, like, number one, warlord named Barbecue eating his enemies. There was also a warlord named Mosquito. He had a rival warlord who named himself Mosquito Spray.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it is bananas what's going on in Haiti.
Mosquito spray.
They do not have it
plus
together.
or minus 100 million. How much aid do we send?
Hopefully none. Hopefully just let
the answer.
Let it play out.
It's
You
already
know
happened.
the answer. Have we already sent them?
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess 100 million.
That's not allowed.
Wait,
it was a plus or minus
100 million.
Yes, you have to say plus or minus.
Wait, no, you have to give us a number.
100 million is like the zero on the fucking roulette wheel.
No, zero is the zero, right? So I'm choosing 100 million. That covers between 0 and 200.
I'll take the over on that then, if that's the line.
I'm not gonna give you the answer now.
Do you actually know?
Why? What happened?
That's 130 million that we are sending to Haiti, and I hope that I hope it doesn't go to barbecue. I hope it doesn't.
Oh, it's going right to barbecue. What do you think fucking happens when you send money to a place run by warlords and chieftains? It's immediately
I don't understand
taken.
what was wrong with my guess. I don't. What rule did I break?
So I picked an over and under, and you said exactly the middle.
Oh, I thought plus or minus 100 million in my mind meant guess within 100 million. Like try to come with.
They make a spray for dogs. It tastes like the bitter part of pecans. It's disgusting. You accidentally get it on your hands, and you're not allowed to eat for a while. I bet it would work for fatties. Like if you took a fatty's like silverware away, they probably don't use this. Stop! You just got it in his mouth, the whole cord.
Dude, they're that fat because they play through the pain. They'll go with their hands. They'll go with whatever. Eat like a pig in a trough.
I do like this idea. Like if your girlfriend's put on a few pounds, just like make her fingers taste bitter.
Nah, I just spray her with a water bottle.
That bitch, she won't touch another goldfish. She won't touch another scoop. You think she's eating trail mix with those bitter fingers? No way. Oh, look at that
him.
guy.
Oh, he's got. Oh, is there a pattern on it?
I wonder what it is. Bones?
Oh, there is. It's a little dog. It's a little dog. I mean, it's a little dog wearing a cast cover.
Clearly a little dog. I can't make out the pattern. I don't.
That's such a cute dog. I love those little dogs so much. I'm glad that he went with that and not another giant. Although I guess his dogs aren't giant. Toby's pretty big,
man. I like big dogs. I'm all about them.
I like the cuddling on the couch.
Dude, cuddling when the dog weighs 140 and lays on you, get your fucking weighted blanket out of here, fucking kiwi. This is where it's at.
When he goes and takes his man-sized shit in your yard. Like that's just,
oh my god. We're on the driveway.
That's what I wouldn't like. I would not like just being able to see my dog shit from like 100 yards.
It's plausible deniability. That's Ender's, baby.
That's Ender's. It's like, yeah, well, Ender needs to fix his dog.
Did Ender have corn too? What do you?
Yeah, he's 7 feet tall. He reached up. He ate it. He's got
Ender eats what he wants.
Reach. What's on his cast? Was that little dogs?
Yeah.
I genuinely have no idea.
Wow.
The first cast they put on there, I went to the emergency vet the other night, and the first cast they took like one piece of cast material that was a light color, like a light pink, and they cut it into a heart. And they glued it onto his cast. And then they took another piece that was slightly smaller, that was a darker red, cut it into a heart and glued it onto the first heart. And I was like, $960 for this? One heart?
Yeah, you may as well have broken both his legs.
The dog didn't cost that much.
No, dude, there's nothing more expensive than a
dog
cheap
for
dog.
$950.
Yeah. I mean, it probably the real savings is on the third and fourth broken leg.
Did I tell you about my daughter's rat?
Yeah, you mentioned she has one.
And so it's kind of neat that when we're
what's your ship name?
The Sword of the People. I am the only person who did not choose to name my ship the Wings of Redemption.
Damn it.
Which is more interesting, Woody, than you would think, because basically you have two sliders. One is the first part of the name and one is the second part of the name. You don't get the input stuff. It's just, it'll be like the Sword of unity. I'm sure that's available. Like lots of descriptives and lots of objects or whatever. And everyone that I know has sent me hey, guess what my ship's name? I'm like, the Wings of Redemption. Of course it's the Wings of Redemption. I know you're all in the Wings of Redemption. I'm sure there's streamers. Hey, I'm on the Wings of Redemption. It's roomy in here, huh? Like everybody's I get it. It's the sort of the people.
He transcends his own fame.
He does.
I wonder how he's doing. I haven't heard from him in a bit.
No idea.
He actually reached out to me when I told that fainting story. Said I should go to a bunch of people reached out to me. I was like, I didn't ask any of you people for your opinion.
Yeah.
That's why Kyle and I didn't encourage you to go to the doctor at all. He's an adult. He can handle his own shit.
I said what I said. He heard it, and that's that. Grown man. He's a grown man. I'm going to nag him. You know who nags? You know who nags, Taylor? Women.
So
nag.
True.
He's made a man decision about himself. Another man. So
what do you do when you have seizures in your bathroom? You stop it down.
Well, what do I do? Well, it's irrelevant, Taylor. Because Woody is the one having the seizures in his bathroom. And what would Woody do is paramount in this scenario.
First thing I do is try something.
Well, but he can only remember the one seizure, Taylor. Does that bother you?
Not a bit.
I didn't have a single seizure myself.
Yeah. What they say about seizures is if you just move past it, that's it. You're done.
That's what Teddy Roosevelt said. That's a Teddy Roosevelt way. You know, he talked about how he cured his asthma. The thing is, people just grow out of asthma, and some people have mild asthma. But I'm sure, like later on in life, he'd see somebody who's so asthmatic they could barely survive because it was olden times, and he'd fucking pussy, I cured my asthma with vigorous activity and mountain air and killing Mexicans. I saw a picture of like 18-year-old Teddy Roosevelt the other day. Oh my God, I'll never be that much man.
Dude, he was a looker. I don't think of him as a look. No, he was a handsome guy. He's like on Reddit, right?
Like a beefy, muscular, when you see somebody in a black and white photo who's beefy and like big and muscular, you know they're 100% natty. And not only that, but like, I don't know, like they didn't have protein powder or anything. Like they got nothing. Yeah. They got nothing going for them. They're just eating whatever they ate back then, but doing something different than everybody else, or just they're genetically a specimen.
Oh. I made him as FDR is the one I'm talking about.
No, I saw one where he's like, was it the one I saw? He's shirtless and maybe has a mustache or maybe mutton chops too, like a crazy old timey, and he looks a little sweaty. And he's sitting in a chair like that, but he's wearing shorts, I think. Like
this is the one that showed up when I searched 18-year-old Teddy Roosevelt.
Show this one, Zach.
And I think
it's Taylor's. It's exactly Taylor's. That one. And he's not as big as I remember. He's not a looker. I will say that, but he does look like an imposing figure.
Looks like a professional at the time wrestler.
I think he's a boxer, right?
He's got Andre the Giant face.
I bet he was a boxer. People loved boxing back then.
Yeah. Show mine. That's young FDR.
Yeah, that makes sense. Still sitting down though. Fucking lazy motherfucker.
He wasn't spending his walking years well.
No.
A lot of sitting. No.
Get out there.
You're making a lot of assumptions from this picture. He looks like an active guy to me.
He's always sitting in a chair. I mean, he was thin when he was in the chair, you know? He's fine. John Voight played him in a movie, and he has that moment where they tell him, sir, it's impossible. The distance is too far to strike Japan. And he like muscles his way out of the wheelchair and he's like, never tell me what's possible. And then sits down in the chair. And then they get to work, like making the thing work. It's good.
To get rid of the Japanese.
I think it's called the Doolittle Raid. Yeah. I don't know about him getting out of the chair, but the first strike on Japan was, I think it's called the Doolittle Raid. And the planes, it was a one-way mission. Yeah, but it was like they wanted to send a message.
The Doolittle Raid. I didn't do much. Come on.
I get your point. I think it was like a naval officer named Doolittle. But they launched their modified planes off of a short carrier after a lot of retrofitting and sent them on what was a one-way trip. They had to fly over and ditch in China. like literally jump out of their planes or crash land at the end of their journey because there was no way to come back. It was that much fuel, that much distance. Did they hit Tokyo? Could be wrong.
I'm not sure, but I think it was mostly undefended because they didn't think they were with anybody's range. We got a surprise on them.
Yeah.
It like Kyle said, it wasn't really a devastating attack, but it made America feel good. Like, oh yeah, you did Pearl Harbor, but it's not like we did nothing. We did a little.
We did something little too.
It's our Doolittle raid.
And then
what?
The Doolittle raid. Yeah,
never. I didn't know it by name like Kyle does, but I definitely knew that we counterattacked and flew in, and it was a one-way trip. I knew the rest.
Well, there's an awful movie if you want the dramatization. I think it's called Pearl Harbor. Now, historically, would the Nazis house black people with white people?
I don't know the answer. I had the question too, though.
Apparently, Hitler talked to Jesse Owens after that event and everything, and it was Roosevelt who didn't talk to Owens.
That makes sense.
Because I guess we were more racist.
Hitler, man of the people.
Yeah, Hitler's not racist. He wasn't.
He just loved running. He just running.
Did Hitler speak much about black people? Did he have a lot to say about that? No,
he was pretty singularly focused on Jews.
He didn't like gypsies much.
Well, he dealt with them firsthand.
Yeah.
No one does. Look, sometimes people get a reputation for a reason, all right? Not the Jews, of course. That's all a huge coincidence. Huge coincidence.
Huge coincidence.
Bullies, how bullies will pick the weak, smart, cool kid that is right about everything.
Exactly. So true. About to get a text that says you can keep your bank account.
Yes.
Just got a fan call. That's what that music was.
Keep going.
You guys heard it. The caller ID said voicemail. That's not a clever trick. Your voicemail doesn't call you.
I don't like that either.
I'd be worried if it did. Why haven't you checked me in 18 years, Kyle? There could be something important in here. They text if it was. No, Kyle, it could be. Shut up, you. Delete. I don't check that shit. I haven't checked my voicemail since phones had screens on them.
If it's important, I will get an email about it, or I will get something in the mail about it.
Yeah, for sure.
And even mail,
get a text message about your taxes.
I hate.
Oh, I don't believe you.
I feel like I'm just too young to appreciate physical mail because I hate it. 85% of it is horseshit scams, and the other 15% is you owe money. There's never anything good. Birthday parties aren't a thing in your 30s anymore.
Packages are good.
Packages are great, but I know those are coming. I'm like, oh my God, the Amazon box, my sodas. Bad does not benefit them, actually kills them, harms tons of people in France, and you're finding empathy for people within that.
No, I also don't empathize with the Japanese and the Nazis, though. But then again, I love my country, unlike some people around here. Look, when I see cowboys and Indians, I'm rooting for the guys with the pistols. Okay, when I watch World War II, come on, let's get those Japs.
Not always the pistol guys in a Western. It depends on what's the lead up.
No, I'm always on the Cowboys side, 100% of the time. Manifest destiny.
You don't like sometimes the cool tactics of the bow and arrows? That's kind of neat.
Nah, that's horse shit.
I think the bow and arrows were better than people gave them credit for.
Dude, Native American ones?
Yeah, maybe I'm comparing it. Obviously, if you have a lever action or a 6-shooter or something, then that's a pretty good weapon. But bow and arrows, you can put 30 arrows on your back, whereas there aren't many guns that have that kind of rounds. You can reload them pretty quickly. It takes a lot of skill to operate it well, but I don't know. They're pretty lethal, but you can fire quickly and you can hold a lot of rounds. It's got something going for it.
They never won. Every time they ever won, they had guns. That's why they won.
They did take nothing but L's for a couple hundred years.
Is that true? Because I've seen movies where they won for sure.
No,
1883.
Yeah. What's the name of that enormous what's that estate full of Indians now? It's oh no. No, there isn't. Nope. We won.
Yeah.
Is past a state?
A state of mind, yes.
Yeah, the problem was the guns. They had guns. We like to make. There was like 4 different factions there at the time, right? The French, the Spanish.
Kyle, this is you we're talking about. We're in a 10v10 battle, right? Would you rather be on the side that had muskets or bows and arrows?
Muskets.
Yeah.
See, I'm not so sure because of the reloading around the muskets.
5 times a minute. Let's go. Y'all are fucked.
Well, it's 1 time a minute in my hands. But I can
because you've never shot a musket before.
It might be 0 times. I'm not sure I'd get it right.
Yeah, right.
You think that's bad, Woody? Let me give you the bow now. Before you got to shoot a man.
I don't know.
Now you're just hurting your fingers.
Triple digits.
Just give me fucking 3 months.
But I can operate it. And Taylor, didn't you get into archery, or was it just the axes? What'd you get into?
No, I can shoot a regular bow. Yeah. But if you give me a gun,
a musket,
like
see the lever action. Let's all agree we're on team rifle.
Yeah.
That lever actions, people don't know, they're just a bit shy of semi-auto. Like you can shoot them quickly.
What's a range on a musket? Like how far can that fire accurately, Kyle?
It depends which musket we're talking about, right? Because musket kind of encompasses a couple hundred, 300, 400, 500 years worth of technology, right? There's different ways to load them, and there's different ways to fire them. There's flintlocks, there's ball and cap. There's that old timey shit where you remember flashing the pan. There was a pan of powder there, and then you've got a wick that's burning. And when you pull the trigger, it's not snap boom. It's slowly putting a burning wick down into the pan of powder. And there's like a thing that slides out of the way. Anyway, if you give me the one where I've got the fucking tin of powder and a ramrod, I go boom, bullet, powder, pour the powder, fucking bullet, ram it down there, cock the thing and shoot. I mean, I feel like a trained man can shoot that every 10 seconds. No fucking problem. And don't forget, it's a big iron and steel club that he's holding when he's not. And those bows and arrows they had weren't shooting too hard. I just can't imagine it. The problem with, if they shoot me, I'm not going down.
Gus?
A horde of millions of followers, and these days, no one calls him a quitter anymore. All about these. Introducing liquid anesthesia.